Hello, Corey here, and today I will be making, if you can call it that, a shoe rack. I keep all of my shoes in my closet. It's an unorganized mess. They're just stacked on top of each other. If you're wondering why I keep my shoes in my closet, here's a little bit of art. And here's the artist. This is my cat, Spice. I love her so very much. But it's gotten too annoying, and I hate having to toss my shoes around just to find the ones that I want to wear. Uh, but whenever I was in the middle of making this, I realized that this is actually going to be one of the first things I've made for me that I was gonna hopefully be keeping for a while. Who knows how long it's gonna last? Honestly, I can't emphasize how bad this thing is. Uh, but I think the last thing that I made for me was a Halloween costume. I went as adult Aang from Avatar: The Last Airbender. I don't have any good pictures. Sorry about that. Uh, I wasn't super proud of it. I bought a bunch of really cheap bedding from a surplus store, and I used that for the materials to make it, and it showed in the final product. It really didn't look that good. I used a curtain as the cape thing, and that covered up a lot of the bad features of it and the terrible stitching work. And I got that thing done in like 2 days. I really pushed trying to make that thing, and it turned out okay. I people wanted pictures with me. I got compliments on it and whatnot. It turned out fine. It was so tight fitting though. I don't know how I keep messing things up. I'd like to do more sewing in the future so I can get better at that. I think making your own clothing is really cool. I want to do more of that. Hopefully, sometime soon, I will do that on the channel. Oh, here's a pro tip for you. If you don't want to do the math to find the center line, you just drag it to the angle, and then you just do whatever the middle point is there. So it was 4, so you just check them at 2. You get it. I've already said this thing doesn't end up well. A and I have come so far as a person because there have been so many things I've started to do or tried doing that I just stopped doing, and like nobody knows about it. And I have a habit of not ever talking about the things that I'm doing, because if I want to give up on them or if I fail doing it, I can just move on and never have anyone ask me about it. So, me putting this like abysmal thing out there is a big step for me, and honestly, just sticking the thing out and committing to it. I mean, I have met so many roadblocks in this that if I didn't have this channel, if I wasn't doing this, if I didn't feel like continuing to do this, I just would not have completed this project. But I'm very glad I stuck it out. Uh, but I wanted to get more comfortable with tools. I always sucked with a circular saw. I can't, for the life of me, get a straight cut on a circular saw. I even fiddled with the guide thing, the bumper rails on the circular saw to try and get it so I have straight cuts. It didn't happen. And I'm sucking with a hammer and nail. How do you suck with a hammer and nail? It's a hammer and nail. But the wood I'm using isn't great, and I'm also using probably too thick of nails. Like you can see from here how bad the thing is splitting. Not the last splits that happened, by the way. Uh, yeah, I fully realized just how bad this was even before that comment. But like, here's the other like fastener I have. It's just the screws I use for the shelf, and they're way too long and thick, and it would just do worse than these nails. And I can't hammer a nail straight for the life of me, man. And it just keeps blowing out the wood. I get so many splits and cracks, and I just keep filling it up with wood glue. I'm like, I can't be bothered. I'm not doing this again. I'm just covering this thing in wood glue. And I finally eventually get the brilliant idea to pre-drill the holes to hopefully try and prevent the wood from splitting. I think it kind of helps. I don't know. But I learned so much from this awful failure that, I mean, I don't want to call it a full failure because I did really learn a lot. And it functions. The shoe rack functions. It keeps some of my shoes off the ground, and it's not collapsing on itself yet. But I struggled. I did learn a little bit more with the saw. I'm still not super good with it, but oh my god, look at that, dude. Look at how off that leg is. I was like, it's fine, it's whatever. The floor is going on as carpet. It's not gonna matter if that one leg is wonky. I mean, the whole thing is wonky. But dude, hammering and nailing is hard. It's probably like the small surface I'm working on, and the awkward angle. But like this is what I'm dealing with. I have not a big workspace, so this is difficult to deal with. If you got tips for me, please tell me how to make this process easier. It's hard to Google these questions. It's not something you can just easily seek out the answer to. So I'm just kind of going with it. And I did learn about like the wood splitting and whatnot, probably because it's like too close to the edge. But oh dude, here's a bad split. Here's a real bad split. Look at that. Oh, and the big gaps too, man. I ended up just hammering it back down, and it kind of worked, so that's all right. Yeah, this whole thing was just a test of patience and problem solving, and that's actually kind of a really cool part about it, is because this was so difficult and I had limited knowledge and not great tools, that it activates and flexes and try and works that problem solving part of my mind, and I like that a lot. But oh god, look at it. It's so bad. Oh, I could have bought a small thing, like whatever, but then I wouldn't have had all these learning experiences. I knew the nails were gonna poke through there. I pre-measured it, but still, just look at it, man. I'm very happy I did this though, because whenever it's all said and done and it's in my closet and I can look there, I can see all my shoes and they're organized and they're not falling over each other, stacked on top of each other. It functions. It functions. That's all I can ask for. I'm so happy that I did it. It's done. I'm happy with it. But that's going to be it for this video. I hope you got something out of this. The whole point of the channel is to help try and convince you or help you understand that you don't have to be good at things to try them. You don't have to succeed at all. I'm actually so glad I got the experience of this. I'm so glad I got to make something awful, which is so weird for me to say because I'm such a perfectionist. But just knowing that I kind of got a terrible one out early is comforting. It's only up from here. But I would like for you to make more terrible things. Just make stuff. Minimum, you will gain experience from whatever you make. If there's a hobby you've been wanting to try and get into, just go for it, man. Just start doing something. Even if it's awful, it's there for you to look at and be like, this is where I started. I can only go up from here. But that's all I got for you. All right. Later.